Alright guys, welcome to the night race. This is probably the second biggest race of the year outside of the Beaver Cup. And surprisingly we had the same amount of 206 drivers racing today with 20 drivers on track. And qualifying went pretty well, except we got caught by some slower drivers. But we were able to qualify P10 out of 20 drivers, so basically the same as the Beaver Cup. So right now we are doing the warm-up lap and we're about to go green. And as you can kind of see in the video, they've actually added some lights. Yeah, you can kind of see the flashing yellow light right there. They started adding lights at the last race for instead of flaggers, which is actually kind of cool. It was a vibe. Like this night race, oh my gosh, it was insane. It was a really cool event to do, and thank you to Pats and all the staff for putting this on. It was such a great event. So yeah, let's actually get into the racing. Here we go, down at the final corner on the rolling start, and I will say rolling starts are way more stressful than standing starts, considering everyone's just so tightly packed. But here we go, we're green, underway for the night race, the pre-final. And you know, being on the outside really sucks, and yeah, we get immediately caught into some predicaments, as we can see here. I tried to avoid her spinning, but there was just nowhere to go. So, unfortunately got kind of tangled up. Thankfully no damage, at least from this. But yeah, it does kind of suck. I think we're already down like three or four places right now. So yeah, not great. Okay, so at this point, me and the number 15 with the lights, we have been cooking. Up until like from the crash or like this incident, we've been cooking, just putting out fast lap after fast lap, trying to catch up to the pack, which we end up doing right here, as you can see. Also, the GoPro mount started to, one of the screws came out, so it's just moving around a lot. I apologize for that. So you can't really see a whole lot, but I'm on his tail. We dived in inside of this guy, and he just turns into me. Just, I guess, does not notice me right behind the guy that overtook him on the inside, and just turns into me. And because of this, I do get some side pod damage, like the rods are bent upward, so we had to get a big old crowbar and fix that. But yeah, I was pretty upset about this, just because, I mean, he just turned into me completely. So, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so jumping to like the last couple laps, I'm still fighting this guy, right? Here he does kind of move over into me, where I am. So now, okay, heading down straight away, I'm kind of trapped because Riley's ahead of me, I'm on the outside, and he's on the inside, so I'm kind of boxed in, so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to back off and see if I can get him a little bit later, just because it gets kind of dicey in those situations. Alright, I'm still following him, and again, apologize for the GoPro being like this. We fixed it for the final. The problem is, I'm just worried, even if I get a good run in him, to send on the inside, because I'm just worried he's going to turn into me and just take us both out. So yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for the straightaway, but yeah, he's like, I'm gonna say like half a second to like 3/10 slower in the corner, so I'm able to like catch him. That's just like the last corner I can't really get a good run out of. So here we're trying it, see if we can get a good run. I think I get on the inside of him finally, because he does mess up a little bit on the entry. Anyways, I see this, you see the white light? I thought that was a checker flag. I fully thought that white flag for the last lap is check flag, so I just let him by. And then I kind of realized, wait a minute, he's still kind of racing. He's still going like flat out. I'm like, oh wait, shoot, that was the white flag and not the checkered flag. And I look at the other light, I'm like, wait, that is the white flag, not checkered flag. So I completely let this guy pass me because I thought it was the checkered flag. Because, okay, I'm gonna be honest, sometimes they don't show the white flag, and if I don't have the flag waving in front of my face, I'm not really going to notice the lights a whole lot, but that's mainly on me. So I was like, oh shoot. So yeah, I kind of screwed up, and yeah, I could not get around him. And then yep, I see the checker flag. I'm like, okay, so great, I just let this guy by, and we finished in 12th out of 20, so down 2 positions from the start. Hopefully we can make that up in the final. Okay guys, here we are, the final. This is for all of the marbles. We're starting in P12, still on the outside, which I hate, and you guys will see, well, you guys saw in the last race, or in the pre-final, why I hate being on the outside. I was stuck on the outside the entire time for Beaver Cup and lost like 3 positions. So I am really hoping for a good jump from the cart ahead, and we get that. As you can see, we're going green. I'm like alongside the cart ahead of me. Lucy moves into the inside. I'm backing off because I see them going 2 wide, and then all of a sudden 3 wide, and I'm like, oh shoot, this is bad. And this guy just gives me no room. I'm like, okay, great. We're gonna try to play it safe because I'm actually trying to finish this race and not get damaged. I'm able to make a pass right here, going around the outside of turn 3, really surprisingly down to river 1. This guy brakes super early. So as you can see, I'm losing already a lot of time to the carts ahead from 117. So I'm like, okay, I need to pass this guy immediately. Okay, and this is literally the next lap. I get a pretty good run on him coming through the carousel. I'm like, okay, this is the place to do it. He's kind of middle of the track. And he overshoots the corner and goes almost into the barriers, then cuts across the whole track. Not the whole track, but pretty good point. I'm like, oh my gosh. And we are past him. We got the better exit and was able to get completely past him. I'm like, okay, now we are focusing on the carts ahead to try to catch up. Okay, so about a couple laps later, I'm now caught up to the mid-pack with Lucy and Andy going a little wide. And I send it into the carousel, a little bump. And because of that, I get actually a pretty bad exit, so she re-overtakes me. I'm like, okay, darn. But I had the pace at this point, and I just screwed the last corner, so I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, I just completely screwed the last corner. I would have had a good run if I didn't. So now these two are fighting, and I've raced Andy before. He's pretty dang good. Lucy gets on top of him and goes into the grass. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a free overtake. So now at this point, I think we're up to P10, maybe? I don't actually really know what position we are at this point, but hey, we are up a place, and now I'm following Andy, and I raced Andy a couple times before. He was the 206 champion last year, so my first thought is, what are you doing all the way back here? But no, we kind of started racing him a little bit. Okay, so about a couple laps later, we're still staying caught up. Andy's now overtook that guy, and they're going 2 wide into turn 3, and he's gone. 117 is just gone. I don't know what happened. I guess he was trying to avoid Andy coming back on track, and he's just in the dirt. So I'm like, oh, okay, another free overtake. And these are the only 2 overtakes I basically got this whole race. I had the pace. I don't know why. I think I was just still like kind of not trying to break my cart. Believe it or not, I actually don't want to break my cart. Yeah, he goes wide. I'm gonna see if I can try to stick on the outside, the last corner, but like it doesn't really work. He just started kind of moving over into me. So it really compromises my exit, so that was really annoying. But those are the only 2 quote-unquote overtakes I got. But at this point, we're up in like P7, I think, at this point. So that's pretty nice. I'm seeing them fighting. I'm like, okay, I can catch him again. Thankfully, I do. But yeah, him moving over into me wasn't really that great. Okay, so a bit later, now I'm getting overtaken, and I want you guys to like let me know in the comments what's missing from the back of that car. I'll give you a guess. There's supposed to be a bumper there. So yeah, Lucy's just missing a rear bumper, which I was like, huh, okay, I guess. I think that's white flag at this point, which makes sense on why she was able to catch me so quickly. I don't know if she was ever underweight or what, like if there was a penalty. I would assume there would be a penalty for just missing a rear bumper like that. I was like, oh, okay, I guess. And I was like, dang, now she's got like a ton of straight line speed. Anywho, white flag. And then now I guess I got overtaken into P8. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's insane draft. Like, just straight line speed from my friend Jackson in the number 14 car. But yeah, we finished the race in P8 out of 20 drivers for the night race. And this was a pretty great weekend. Just overall, it was a lot of fun to race at night. Even if, like, I did get some damage, and it was a little bit, like, anxiety-inducing time to deal with trying to fix that before the race. But, hey, we got it done. Up to P8 out of 20. That should help with the points, because I'm somehow 4th in the championship standings just for showing up. So, hopefully, we can get in the top 3 of the championship on my rookie year. But yeah, that is the night race. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next race.